An influencer concern that I have noticed. Coming up in just a moment. Hey guys, I'm Mel from Melsdivination. I'm the owner, the operator, and the creator here. We do Witchy Wednesdays, Flip Through Fridays, astrology on the weekends, and also live tarot pulls. So if you're interested in any of that, check out the channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I do not announce my lives before it happens. You can also find me at melsdivination.com. All of my links are always in the very first link in the description box below. They are the only socials that I have for Mel's Divination. Without any more delay, we're going to jump right into this topic today. As you all know, or maybe you don't, maybe you're new to me, and if you are, welcome. I tend to put things on blast that I disagree with. Now, this is my personal point of view, my personal thoughts about this, opinions. So you can agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? But for those of you that are still learning and growing and you are looking for insight and opinions on something, I thought it was important to share, especially for newer people to the spiritual witchcraft world, of something that I saw that concerned me in influencer things. I'm not going to say who the influencers are, and I'm not even going to say what platform they're on, because I don't want to attack anybody personally, okay? That's not what this goal is today. The goal is today is to inform you about what I think about something, and then you can use that information whether you agree and go along that lines or disagree and go your own path, and that's completely fine. What the heck are you talking about, Mel? Well, I try not to look at too many accounts on influencer socials that have to do with this line of work because I don't want it to influence my creativity. I don't want to accidentally take somebody's information and use that as my own, not even realizing that's what I'm doing. But I also do this all day long. And when I take time off or when I'm relaxing, it's not what I'm wanting to watch when I'm chilling out, okay? So I rarely go on things like TikTok or YouTube or Instagram even to look at other influencers' stuff in the witchcraft or spiritual community. However, I do have accounts on there, and of course, because I have accounts on there, things pop up on my algorithm if I am on that are suggested to me. That's where I'm going with this. So I've seen a couple of different accounts doing things on a certain platform that these influencers go live or film a video. Sometimes it's filming too. It's not just live. These influencers do a video where they have taken people's money to do spell work, and they're doing it on camera, and they're not even focusing on the work they're doing. This is where my concern is, okay? You might totally be like, Mel, why does that matter? If it doesn't matter to you, that's cool, but I'm going to tell you why it matters to me. My concern here is, and I'm not saying these people are not good people. I'm not saying these people are scam artists. I'm not saying these people aren't good at what they do. I don't know if they are or if they are not. My concern is where my background comes from when we do spell work. If you've watched any of my spells that I have done on this channel, I'm focusing on that spell work. I'm talking you through it. I'm talking about the spell. I'm feeding energy into it. I'm focused on that one thing. I'm not sitting here talking about tonks or talking about some bad experience I had at the grocery store, or talking about some random thing that has nothing to do with the spell work at hand. I'm focused on that one thing at that time. Now, am I right or wrong? You guys let me know. But in my experience, when you're, especially candles, because I'm talking more about candle spell work because I've seen this mostly with candle work. Not only, but like 95% I've seen this with candle magic. When people take money to do workings for others, and this is one reason why I don't want to have anything to do with that, you take on a responsibility. You take on an energetic responsibility. It's an energetic contract. You take on a karmic responsibility that you're interfering with their energy in one way or another, whether it's for good, whether it's for bad, whether it's for abundance, whatever it's for. You have agreed to do this thing for this person that gave you their money. Now, if you're not coming into it with a clean energy, with clean focus, you're muddying the spell work. So, for instance, when I did a spell work, I did a healing about the Maui fires, right? I only focused on that. I wasn't talking about some fight I got into with, I don't know, a cousin of mine, which I just made that up. That's not even true. But I wasn't talking about any kind of like conflicts I had with clients or any issues I've had with friends, or I wasn't talking about any of that. I was literally right there focusing on the Maui situation. And the reason why is, as you're feeding energy into this working, and this applies for all workings, but I want to talk specifically about candle stuff because that is what I'm seeing predominantly across socials. When you're focused, when you're putting energy into this working, as you're assembling it, whatever it is you're doing with oils or carvings or herbs or whatever, crystals, and then you're lighting it, whatever's in your head, whatever's coming out of your mouth is what's going into that spell work. So if you're talking about Joe down the street that you got into a fight with because he's rude and arrogant, that's what's going into this candle. Even if the intent and the pay that the person paid for was to bring in a new job. So now you're talking, your head is over here about Joe and the conflict with Joe, and you're doing this, let's say a money spell work for a client. You're feeding this conflict energy into this money spell work for the client that you've taken money for, and it's not going to be very good. It's not going to be very good spell work. I've actually never paid someone to do spell work for me because I want to have control over the environment of what goes into the spell. Because you don't know. If you sent money to somebody, they could pretend that they did the spell. They could be focused on the wrong thing while they're doing the spell. They could do the spell but not do it well. There's all different things, elements that can happen, right? So this is one of the reasons why I don't encourage spell work to be bought either from myself or from another, because you're the one that the spell work is for, and you really should be the one that puts the energy into it, okay? I hope that makes sense. So my biggest concern, and again, I'm not putting anybody on blast because maybe there are spell people, witches or people that do these kinds of spell work, these candle workings or this magic work, that they can talk about other things while they're setting up these spells, while they're preparing and making and doing and performing these spells. I personally think that's a really bad idea. There's a reason why witches cast a circle. I don't do the casting of the circle, but there's a reason why witches cast a circle before they do the spell, because they don't want any negativity or any outside energy to affect your spell work. It's a protection of your working that you're doing. So this kind of nullifies the entire point of doing this spell work when you're talking about something unrelated to it. Please let me know if that makes sense. So my biggest concern is people taking money to do spell work, specifically candle work, online while they're talking about things that are not connected to it and doing the magic. I'm not saying you're getting set up and you're talking to people and you're reading okay, that's your intention and you paid, okay, what color, okay. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about literally assembling the magical property thing and having your energy all over the place while you're doing it. That concerns me. And I have seen this quite a bit in both live and recorded videos from multiple accounts. And all I can think is these poor people that are giving this individual their money, thinking that they're going to get their job, thinking that they're going to get the money, the relationship, the healing that they're asking for. Instead, they're probably not only not going to get that, but it's probably going to go sideways because of the negativity or the random energy that's being put into it instead of the focused energy. So I feel really bad for people that have gone through something like that because they don't know any better. They don't understand. They think they're just paying somebody who knows better than them to do the working, where that may not be the case. So as my viewers, share this video. Share this video with anybody that you think could benefit from this. If you ever hear somebody saying, oh yeah, I bought some spell work, blah, 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 share this video to them because this applies for all spell work, but I really wanted to address the candle magic piece of it because that's what I'm seeing right now as a big trend, we'll say, across the socials. And it worries me because there is no witchcraft association that comes in and monitors if we're doing things legitimately or not. All it is karma. It's karma with universe, gods, whoever that you deal with, that eventually it comes back and it hurts you if you're scamming somebody or if you're screwing with somebody. And I don't want to go, like I said, I don't want to go as far as saying I think some of these influencers are scam artists. I don't think that. I think they don't know any better. I think some of them see others doing it and they're copying one another and they think that that's a great way to make more money and to add on, and they're a business person rather than an actual grounded witch spiritual person, and they're just pulling in the money because that's what they want and that's what their drive is. That's greedy, but I don't feel like it's intentionally done to try to hurt people. I feel like they just don't know any better because they haven't done the spiritual work. And I see this also in tarot as well, but we'll talk about that a whole nother day. So basically, the short version of this is watch for yourself where you put your energy. Even when you're doing spell work for yourself, do not be texting or arguing with somebody else, or it's quiet time. It's time to sit and focus on whatever it is that you're working on at that time. What is the goal? I hope this helps you all. Comment down below. Don't put any accounts on blast, please, because that's not my intention here. My intention here is to help you be a wise consumer, to help you be a wise witchcraft practitioner, spiritual person. Okay, that's where my goal is to help you spot stuff, not to attack anybody particularly. Okay, all right guys, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye for now.